7 reasons to start Bitcoin mining in 2019, so let's mine away. Hello guys, BitTruth here. Today we're going to talk about Bitcoin mining. Today we're going to talk about the reasons to start Bitcoin mining. Now I made the same thing about GPU mining a couple months ago. Today I'm going to do about Bitcoin mining, so let's start. Now the best reason, to be honest, is the Bitcoin block halving 2020. Now if you're watching this in 2020, well, I'm feeling sorry for you, because the Bitcoin block reward, we're less than 365 days till the Bitcoin block halving, meaning that we're going to go from 12.5 Bitcoins per block to 6.25. Now for those who don't understand what Bitcoin halving is, it basically means that, for example, on the blockchain, when Bitcoin is mined, every 10 minutes or so a block is produced, which has about 12 or 12.5 Bitcoins. What will happen in 340 days, right now we're in the 16th of June 2019, what will happen is that the Bitcoins minted are going to be half what is right now, which is 12.5, is going to become 6.25. Basically, if we use supply and demand as an economics reading, we can actually see that the price is going to go much higher, because the demand on Bitcoin is going to become higher than actually the Bitcoins produced. And you actually can read articles about how much Bitcoin is right now, how much of Bitcoins in the world are sold to big institutions and over the market traders. And most exchanges don't own Bitcoin anymore, because mostly supply and demand. And when that happens after 340 days, the price naturally will go up, and you're going to see Bitcoin worth a bucket of gold. So I think if you want to start Bitcoin mining, I suggest right now, for example, in 2009 you had 50 Bitcoins per block, so the difficulty was low and the amount of Bitcoins was really high. Fast forward to 2012, 25, 2016, 12.5, and every time Bitcoin halves, the price increases and the supply decreases, which makes it one of the most perfect asset classes on earth. Now the second reason is easy to set up and maintain. Unlike a business where you have to actually try to make a complex business plan and actually manage cash flow, what goes into rent, taxes, wages, anything like fixed costs, variable costs. Bitcoin mining saves you from all that, because you don't need any expertise. Anyone can do it. We have people that are over 50 doing this. We have people in their teens doing this. So Bitcoin mining is for everyone. Anyone can set it up. Anyone with basically a technical knowledge of clicking on a keyboard or mash buttons will be able to set up these miners. So all you need is some money, to buy the miner, and 30 minutes worth of your time to actually do some research on how to set it up, and then you're going to be good to go. So Bitcoin mining is more like a business than a hobby. Some people say it's it's not really worth it, it's not business, it's not a business, it's not scalable, but I think most people are wrong, especially in a bull market right now, where you can actually make a lot of profit actually by buying miners like the S17 Pro, the Nano Silicon T352T. So you can actually get more Bitcoins mined before the halving. Anyways, the third reason is low barriers to entry. Now, also with businesses. Now, I know this is more like a compare and contrast between businesses and Bitcoin mining, but you need to understand, to make this a fair comparison, we need to use businesses as an example, because most people are going to go through the traditional way, entrepreneurial, for example. They're going to try to create their own business, their own product, their own service. Little to know that there's a lot of barriers to entry. For example, with a business you have a lot of competition. You need to actually get some profitability running. You need to get some profits and try to ROI or break even from all your investments or setting up shop anywhere. You need to cut costs and fixed costs. And some people might say that mining, it's the same thing but in a different way, which is correct, but of course, it's much more limited. For example, with competition, it takes brains, it takes a lot of brain power and intelligence and employees and financial advisors to actually beat your competition. But of course, with Bitcoin mining, the only way you can beat your competition is with increasing your hash rate. So low barriers to entry. For example, some people say, let's actually reduce the costs, for example the electricity costs for our operation. Well, solar panels got you sorted. Now, and I have a lot of people in the community that are mining Bitcoin with couple ASICs in their garage with actually some solar panels for free electricity, or sometimes dirt cheap electricity in some areas of the world where you have, you know, the electric rate below 10 cents, below, you know, 8 cents. So, you know, these people are the people who are going to take advantage of this. So low barriers to entry, meaning more profitability for you, because you don't need any skill. You just increase, you know, your hash rate, you just buy new miners all the time, you know, keep, you know, investing into it, and it's a really scalable business. You know, you're going to get like 3 miners, 5, 10, and eventually a million if you keep expanding and working on your dream. Now, the fourth reason, or the third reason, is scalability and profitability. Now, I made a video about this, okay, about, you know, a couple weeks ago, so you can actually go watch it on the card on the right. Now, I'm not going to mention it because that will be like me repeating my video again. So if you want to watch that video, it's packed with information about Bitcoin mining, so you can actually understand the space much more and understand, you know, how scalable is Bitcoin mining. So the fifth reason is short-term ROI. So, for example, 1 day ago we made a video about is Bitcoin mining profitable in June 2019. Okay, 246 days, 220 days about to actually break even on an S17 Pro. Today, when Bitcoin price spiked up to actual 9,000, 9,600, the days to break even is 197 days. Now, what is the difference between, you know, before and after? You know, yesterday, you know, we had the same miner with the same electric rate, and today we have the same thing. You know, we have the same Bitcoin minted, you know, for example, 0.001. You know, we mine the same amount of Bitcoin. But what is different? You know, with miners, you need to understand, and I like this example from my friend Dave Tech CA. You can actually go watch his videos. He talks more about GPU mining, and he, you know, dives deep into that topic. Basically, you know, with cryptocurrency mining, you can actually sell at any time, because, you know, one Bitcoin is one Bitcoin, like Tim Draper once said. So, you know, the same Bitcoin, okay, that you mined yesterday has more value today. This is how you need to actually precision yourself, because if you want to actually make a profit in the cryptocurrency market and you want short-term ROIs, you know, this ROI right here is less than 100 days. I guarantee you, because it depends on when you sell, okay, your Bitcoins. And I also suggested in that scalability and profitability video is to start with at least like $10,000 or $5,000 depending on your budget. For example, buy 2 miners and have the rest of the money as a backup, because yeah, the idea here is to accumulate Bitcoin, not sell it too fast. And depending on your strategy, okay, and what I really like about the cryptocurrency market is that you don't have to be only a miner. You can become a trader, a miner, an investor, you know, run nodes or master nodes, you know, become, you know, a part of a really big network. This is what I like about cryptocurrencies. It's like, you know, multiple businesses all linked up with the same market, which is really interesting, to be honest. Now, the sixth reason is exposing yourself to a new business / market. Now, of course, the traditional way most people are going to start a business, invest in the stock market, or even worse, you know, open a savings account with 2%, you know, APR, APY, and what's going to happen is that they don't beat the inflation rate, which is 2.5. Some countries have 4% inflation rate, and they're losing their money every single year with these savings account. Now, what's interesting about cryptocurrency mining, about Bitcoin also, you know, we're talking about the cryptocurrency market, talking about Bitcoin mining, so we can generalize right here, is that you're exposing yourself to a new business, to a new market, you know, to a new venture. Because when you start Bitcoin mining, you're going to get a lot of, you know, ideas and a lot of technical abilities that you would never ever had. For example, in business, you know, some people have difficult time to manage their cash flow, inflow and outflow, you know, and making their cash flow balances or whatever that thing is. In cryptocurrency mining, you can do the same. Literally, like, a lot of cryptocurrency miners do like these spreadsheets, Excel spreadsheets, where they show you the numbers and all that stuff, so you gain that ability. The next thing, you expose yourself to a new market other than, you know, limiting yourself to the stock market. And right now the stock market is not having a really good time. You're exposing yourself to a new digital asset, to new digital currencies, and also you're going to start meeting new people in the space, you know, people that are miners, investors, traders, you know, which is really interesting, on Discord channels, in real life. blockchain meetups. For example, these blockchain conferences. There's like a blockchain conference every single month. For example, we had one in Africa, we had one in Tokyo, London, New York, Copenhagen, and Moscow, just to actually name a few. So you're actually exposing yourself to a deep, network of information, and this is what's really interesting. Guys, you can submerge yourself in this ocean of knowledge and information. And these blockchain conferences, they're one of the best, because you could be, by chance living near any of those, because these are literally, spread out all over the world. Some of them in Southeast Asia, some of them in Europe, some of them in the Americas. So you actually go anywhere, and it's really close to you. So it's not like, one blockchain conference happens every single couple years, because right now blockchain conferences every year, so you can actually learn more stuff. The last reason I want to talk about is early adoption. Now, with Bitcoin, some people are going to say we missed the boat. Now, I'm not saying that you didn't miss the boat, but at the same time, mining, the S9, this is the S9, Antminer S9. It has been released like in the start to the mid of 2017, and it had like 15 terahashes per second maximum. Okay, that's like 2 years ago. Remember that. And right now we have the S17, the S17 Pro, and this is what's really interesting. What I'm trying to say right here is early adoption. The S17, S17 Pro, do you know how much they're pumping right now? About 54 to 56 terahashes per second, meaning that there's about 40 terahash per second difference between the two generations. And the miners have been upgrading every single year. What I'm trying to really say is that cryptocurrency market is getting more competitive, and with the Bitcoin halving coming in, with more miners becoming more efficient, like you cannot run an S9 in your farm right now because it's not efficient. It's it takes a lot of power, and it will not mint that much Bitcoin, or it will not mine that much Bitcoin anymore, because it's not also profitable for the electricity rates right now, and the difficulty has risen. Like look here in 2017, this is like on the 18th of July, okay, and as you can see, it was like 1 and a couple zeros, about 9, and then it pumped to about like 7 times more difficulty with the same 14 terahashes per second. I believe like next year, after the Bitcoin halving, or before it, with couple days or weeks, you're going to see miners with 100 terahashes per second, because the ASIC market is really growing, and these microchips are getting more efficient, and the designers for them are creating much more suitable environments where you can get like maybe 300 terahashes per second in the couple years that are coming. So the faster you start, the more heads up you have in the market, the more expertise you gain on your competition. The competition is really the other miners. How many cryptocurrency miners understand the cryptocurrency space? How many cryptocurrency miners know how to trade cryptocurrencies? How many cryptocurrency miners know how to actually develop a really profitable cryptocurrency farm? The answer is very low, and you can actually beat the competition. But in the end, guys, whether you are actually for cryptocurrency mining, or have a cryptocurrency mining operation yourself, or have just a savings account because you do not trust this whole space, because you have these like conspiracy theories or anything negative about cryptocurrencies, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notifications bell. And see you guys on the next video.